So the three modes that you've gone over so far are the major, the minor, and the modal, or to use another terminology, the major, the Dorian, which is in Irish music referred to as minor. The Dorian is a kind of minor key, and the modal, which is also referred to as the Mixolydian mode. And those are the modes that make up the vast majority of Irish tunes. So there's a few other modes that would be useful to know to understand Irish music. And the one that we're going to do now is what in classical music is referred to as the natural minor. So it's a different form of minor. It's also in modal theory referred to as the Aeolian mode sometimes. In Irish music it would simply also be called minor. And it's very similar to the Dorian mode, as you would guess, because they're both called minor. So, to give you an example, this would be E Dorian. It would be oops, sorry. This would be E Dorian for real this time. And this would be E natural minor. Difference is that the sixth scale degree in natural minor is a half step lower than the sixth scale degree in the Dorian. In this case, this was E Dorian to E natural minor. So the sixth scale degree in the Dorian is C sharp. E, F, G, A, B, C sharp, D, E. And in the natural minor, it would be a C natural in this case. E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, and there are not many tunes in Irish music that are strictly in that mode. There are a lot of tunes where that lowered sixth scale degree is used, but not used exclusively. So a tune might be, say, in E Dorian for the most part, using C sharps, but it might have a C natural or two in it. Or it might, in some so it might have C's in some spots and C sharps in others. But very few tunes would be strictly within that mode. I'll play one for you now. This is a jig called the Trip to Sligo. So here we go. So that is the first part of the Trip to Sligo, and it is in E natural minor. So I'll do it again, and I'll emphasize. I'll kind of stop and pause when we come to a C natural. So. That's a C natural. That's a C natural again. And you'll notice that those notes aren't really emphasized much within the tune. I'll do it again with C sharps, and you can hear what the difference would be between the natural minor and the Dorian. So this is with C sharps, so this would be in E Dorian. So it does stick out a little bit. So anyway, that's the difference. In most minor tunes, the sixth scale degree is not a really prominent note. So the change from having it be, like in this case, the C sharp or the C natural, usually isn't a big change anyway. So referring to all these tunes as just minor, I think makes a lot of sense, rather than necessarily differentiating between the Dorian and the natural minor. But anyway, it's a good mode to know. And if you were studying classical music, in classical music, the the standard way of approaching it is to just think in terms of major or minor. And the minor that they're referring to is this mode, the natural minor. So when you talk about, for example, like C major and the relative minor, A minor, then that's a way of thinking about it from classical music theory, and that would be the natural minor. In classical music, also, there's a lot of complications they throw into the concept of minor as well that I'm not going to go into now. Anyway, and as a point of interest, the natural minor, if you wanted to do it all with white keys, it would be starting on A. So I'll do the trip to Sligo using just white keys in A minor. Got a little hung up there. I'll do it again. I haven't done it in A minor before, so. So that is, if you just wanted to do it using white keys, that's how it would go. But in general, you can think of this as a kind of minor. The standard minor in Irish music is the Dorian with the raised 6th scale degree, but occasionally tunes will use the lowered 6th scale degree. Sometimes once in a while throughout the tune, sometimes exclusively within the tune. So it's good to know this. So on to the worksheet. So now we're going to figure out the natural minor or Aeolian mode using the worksheets. And I'm going to have you use the same shortcut that you did with the Mixolydian, but we'll start out by filling out one worksheet. As before, we'll do the one on A, and as I just demonstrated at the piano, this uses only white keys, so this is going to be pretty easy to do, I think. But you see here, this is the pattern of whole steps and half steps in the natural minor mode. So up a whole step from 1 to 2, then up a half step to 3, up a whole step to 4, another whole step to 5, half step to 6, whole step to 7, and a whole step up to the tonic again, an octave higher than where you started. So we'll begin by writing the scale degrees in here with the appropriate intervals. So 1, up a whole step to 2, up a half step to 3, up a whole step to 4, up another whole step to 5, up a half step to 6, up a whole step to 7, and finally back up to 1, up a whole step to get to the 1. And then it starts on A, so we'll write in the letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. And I guess I already sort of let the cat out of the bag. You know that these are all the white keys, so they're all naturals. But you can double check A, B natural, C natural, D natural, E natural, F natural, G natural, A natural. Yep, it all works. So the tonic is A. The mode, we can just call this minor, or we'll call it natural minor. And I'm going to abbreviate that, NAT for natural, and then MIN for minor. In this case, there are no sharps or flats, so we'll just leave that blank. And then we'll copy that again here, the scale degrees, 1, whole step up to 2, half step up to 3, whole step up to 4, whole step up to 5, half step up to 6, whole step up to 7, and then another whole step up to the higher one here. The pitches A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. And then fill this out here. The tonic to the second scale degree, in this case A to B, is 1, 2 half steps. The tonic to the third scale degree is 1, 2, 3 half steps, and that's A up to C, 3 half steps. The tonic to the fourth scale degree, A up to D, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 half steps. the tonic to the fifth scale degree, E, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So A up to E is 7 half steps. The tonic to the sixth scale degree, in this case it's A up to F. Write that in, A up to F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 half steps there. The tonic to the seventh scale degree, from A up to G in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So A up to G is 10 half steps. And then the tonic up to the tonic an octave higher, A up to A. And the number of half steps is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there you go. I encourage you to fill out this worksheet so that you can have it as a reference, so that you have all these relationships written down. And of course, these are the same for all the natural minor scales, these relationships, just as they are for all the other modes. And you'll notice that this would be the same as the Dorian, with the exception being the sixth scale degree. In this case, it would be, for the Dorian, the sixth scale degree would be F sharp, so it would be up a half step from the F. So from the tonic to the sixth scale degree in the Dorian mode, it is 9 half steps rather than 8. And that is the only difference between the Dorian and the natural minor. So, that being so, I'm going to have you not worry about filling out the rest of these worksheets for the natural minor. You certainly can if you want, and it would be useful to have them all. But it's not a super common mode in Irish music anyway, and it's almost exactly the same except for the sixth scale degree. Almost exactly the same as the Dorian. So, now on to the shortcut. So this is just like what we did with the Mixolydian, where you just alter the one pitch that is different. So we'll start with the sharp keys, and what we're going to do is lower the sixth scale degree in each one. So in this one, so we'll start with the sharp keys. The sixth scale degree is B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, B, and we would make that a B flat. Now, of course, that will go on the flat key page here. 1 flat. So I'm just going to write this in here. So, right, D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D. The key is D, natural minor, and it has 1 flat, which is B flat. And the key signature, of course, is B flat then. So that's because that one had no sharps or flats, and we had to flatten the B to make it a half step lower. So in the next one, we have A Dorian. The sixth scale degree is F sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. F sharp. And so in order to lower that a half step, we change that to an F natural. So that will have no sharps or flats. So we'll put that up here with 0 sharps or flats. 0 sharps, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. The key is A, natural minor. No sharps or flats. All right, so that lines up there. A Dorian to A natural minor. The next one, E Dorian. So the sixth scale degree is C sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, C sharp. And we make that a C natural. And so in this case, what we have is E, F sharp, G, A, B, and then C natural, D, E. So the key here is E, natural minor. There is one sharp, F sharp, so the key signature is F sharp. So then we'll do one more here, so you can see the B, B Dorian corresponds here to B natural minor. So we go to the sixth scale degree, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here it's a G sharp, so we would make that a G natural. So we can copy this in, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, and then G natural, A, B, key of course is B, natural minor. It has two sharps, C sharp and F sharp, you can see there. But of course in the key signature we would begin with F sharp and then C sharp, because key signatures are written in this particular pattern, and we've been over that, so that should not be any problem for you to figure out. So you just go down the line here and finish them all. You'll notice that just as before, the one with 6 sharps will be converted because we'll lower one of the 6th scale degree and make it a natural. That'll be 5 sharps, and then so there won't be one for 6 sharps here. So don't worry about that. That's just the same situation as before, and we'll deal with that on the flats page here. So onto the flats page. I'm just gonna flip this over. So 0 sharps or flats, again, we know that from the sharps page, that's A minor. So we'll write in A minor up here again, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. The key is A natural minor. Key saying there's no sharps or flats, the key signature is blank there. So that is no sharps or flats. And then the one flat we already have done. In this case, in the Dorian mode, D has no sharps or flats, but we need to go to the 6th scale degree, which is B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lower that a half step, and we end up with B flat. So that's, and we've already done that one. And now we'll go to the next one here. So this is G Dorian. To convert that to G natural minor, we go to the 6th scale degree, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's E, and we lower that a half step to E flat. So I'll do that one here. G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G. So the key here is G natural minor. Has 2 sharps, or 2 flats rather, 2 flats, B flat and E flat. The key signature, of course, is B flat and E flat. So, so then you keep going down the line for on each one of these, the 6th scale degree, you lower it a half step by putting a flat in there. And you'll notice here, though, when we come down to where we have 5 flats for E flat Dorian, then we're going to add a 6th flat on the 6th scale degree, which in this case is C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the C becomes C flat, and then they'll have 6 flats here. And then we won't have a corresponding one for A flat minor over here, corresponding to the A flat Dorian. We'll run out, just as before. And again, you know, it's nothing to concern yourself with. But when you come down here and do the E flat minor, E flat natural minor, with the 6 flats, that is also the key that can be expressed and harmonically using sharps. So that would be D sharp, natural minor, which would have 6 sharps, I believe. Is that right? Yeah. D sharp, natural minor, would have 6 sharps. So when you come down here and you finish filling out the E flat natural minor, then go and print out the full scale page for D sharp. So the full, just the D sharp version of this one, and fill it out for D sharp, and then you can take that and put it in at the bottom of your sharps natural minor page. And then you're done filling this all out. Just do that simple alteration, fill it all out, and you're done. And then you can do your singing and playing exercises. So we'll go do that now. And for this mode, the singing and playing exercises are just the same as for all the others. And you can either, if you filled out these scale sheets here, the full scale sheets, you can use those, but you can also just read off this list that you've created of all the keys and their key signatures. So, and as before, we'll just do A. So, A. So I'll just play it one time so you can hear what it sounds like. And so first, sing it using the pitch names. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. And now, using the scale degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then the intervals, using first the pitch names and then the scale degree numbers. 1, 2, 1. Actually, I did the numbers there. I'll do the pitch names first. A, B, A, 1, 2, 1, and then play them together. A, C, A, 1, 3, 1. A, D, A, 1, 4, 1. A, E, A, 1, 5, 1. A, F, A, 1, 6, 1. A, G, A, 1, 7, 1. A, 1, 1, 1. So do that for each key, and then you're done.